Good afternoon. It's been a very busy day. I've been at the church most of the day trying to get things done after the storms last night. Apparently our power went out there. There was some flooding, but minimal. I will say I'm pretty happy with it. And we lost internet power for most of the day. And so we've had repairmen there today. I have finally made it home, and my family's just all over the place. My son is on Zoom call with our youth group right now. My husband is on another Zoom call with his work right now, and my daughter is getting ready to lead her youth group that she leads in Sherman via Zoom at 6:30. So needless to say, I'm sitting outside with Deacon, our new foster dog, during this COVID-19 process so that we can be quiet and record this devotion today without disturbing other members of my family. I wanted to use our time today just to kind of let you know what we're thinking about reopening and some of the thought processes going into it. I know that most of you are familiar with Governor Abbott's orders to reopen Texas, and we have received guidelines for that were available online. Anyone can see those guidelines, so if you have questions about them, I encourage you to look them up online. I have been in conversation with other pastors in Richardson and North Dallas, as well as in Plano, trying to determine what is best for our church, our denomination, as well as other denominations as we look forward to opening. One of the things that is spelled out in those guidelines and that checklist of how to reopen is that people over the age of 65 should only worship remotely. Also in that checklist, it says that we should keep family units at least 6 feet apart from one another, which would mean in our sanctuary then that we would mark off every other pew that would not be able to be used, and families sitting in the same pew would have to be at least 6 feet apart, which significantly limits the number of people that could worship in our sanctuary. Also, we would probably limit singing, and no common areas, no food or drink shared, so no coffee, tea, and thee, and no Sunday school classes meeting in the building unless they could meet and be at least 6 feet apart from one another, which doesn't leave us a whole lot of space. That being said, we are probably not looking at being able to open in a way that would keep all of us safe for at least another month. Now, in that month, please know that we are working on getting things ready. We are talking with people and trying to get equipment so that we can live stream services, because we know that when we come back, things are going to be sort of piecemeal together for a while. We know that some of you may not be as comfortable as others coming back right away. Maybe you have health issues, or maybe you have someone in your family who is immunocompromised. During this time that we have been quarantined, we have been doing online worship by recording. We're not going to be able to record and do live services, but we're looking for ways now to have systems ready so that we can live stream when we are able to meet again together. That way, you can participate in worship even if you're not physically able to be there. Also, on that checklist, it recommends that we wipe down pews between each and every service, not only pews, but bathrooms, which clearly we don't have the staff to do at this time. There are other logistical elements that go into our decision making. For instance, we would need to remove all hymnals and Bibles from the pews. Just find out new ways that we can take up an offering, new ways that we can participate in communion together. One of the good things that's really coming out of this is that we are really learning how to be a connectional church. Pastors are sharing information and ideas People are sharing information and ideas, and we are always in touch with one another, and that has been a glimmer of hope in all of this. We have arranged now twice and delayed twice to have our sanctuary deep cleaned and disinfected. We want to do that at the most opportune time when we know people will be coming back. Right now, that date looks like it will not be in the month of May. Perhaps we will be able to worship in person in June. We will be getting in touch with Sunday school classes and asking you for your ideas how to connect better online through Zoom and through other avenues as well. We do appreciate your patience, and we're learning a lot about ourselves and about each other. I encourage you to hold one another in prayer. I encourage you to continue to hold our healthcare providers in your thoughts and prayers as well. So many of them are on the front lines, really putting themselves at risk every day. I ask you to pray for our volunteers and those filling empty spaces that I know many of you used to fill on a volunteer basis at Network and other food banks. Please hold those people in prayer as they make sure that our community gets fed and cared for. I want you to know that our staff takes your safety, takes the safety of our community very seriously. We believe that what we share together is worth protecting. I hope that you'll have patience with us and help us to consider new avenues in which to reach out in ministry. Thinking of all of you, praying for all of you, and sending you much love.